Hello, good evening. The daughter of a couple from Burnley who died while on holiday in Egypt has told the BBC she doesn't believe her parents died from natural causes. John and Susan Cooper had been staying at the hotel in the resort of Hurghada when they were taken ill last week. Naomi Cornwell reports.
Kelly Ormerod says her parents seemed well and were in good spirits when they went to bed on Monday night. John and Susan Cooper had been holidaying with Kelly and her children at the Steigenberger Aqua Magic Hotel in Hurghada, but she says they noticed something unusual in their room.
My daughter said that they could smell something that was a little bit funny, that wasn't right. All they did really was spray a little bit of perfume to try and eliminate the smell. They then fell asleep and my father came back to the room an hour later, and my daughter woke up and said she felt very unwell with the smell and she wanted to come and return to my room. So my dad came up to my room at about 1:30 with my daughter. He was fit and healthy and we said good night, see you tomorrow.
The next morning, Mr. Cooper was taken ill.
He was very lethargic, vomiting a lot and just felt really, really ill.
Despite attention from 2 doctors at the hotel, Mr. Cooper died. A few hours later, his wife was taken ill too.
I saw my dad pass away and I thought Mum would survive, and she didn't. She went exactly the same way.
Egyptian authorities said both had suffered heart and respiratory failure. A prosecutor, Nabil Sadek, said a technical inspection of the hotel room could find no trace of toxic or harmful gas emissions or leaks, and the result of forensic analysis of samples taken from the bodies was still awaited. Susan Cooper worked at this Thomas Cook branch in Burnley. The couple had booked the trip with the company, which has since flown home some other holidaymakers who chose to leave the resort early. It said it was removing customers from the hotel as a precautionary measure. Kelly says she's returned to the UK for the welfare of her children, and her next priority is the return of her parents' bodies. Naomi Cornwell, BBC North West Tonight.
A man's died and a woman's fighting for her life after a fire at a flat in Liverpool last night. A man thought to be in his 40s was found dead at an address on Oswald Street in Old Swan at around 11:15. A woman of similar age was taken to hospital and in a critical condition. Police are trying to establish the cause and are appealing for CCTV or dashcam footage. Runners in Liverpool have been raising money in memory of Rhys Jones, who was shot dead at the age of 11 when he was caught in the crossfire between 2 rival gangs. The Run for Rhys was held in aid of the Croxteth Community Centre, which was set up in his name in the wake of his murder.
It means a lot to us that obviously, young people are involved, because obviously, through Rhys's death, obviously it means that we're trying to get across the message that Rhys's death was totally pointless, and we're trying to get people to turn away from gangs and guns.
A man travelling around the world on a Honda scooter has had his machine stolen in Manchester. Before the theft, Korean Young Go-ro rode nearly 38,000 miles through 37 countries. Now, North West motorcyclists have raised more than £3,000 to help him buy a new bike. A 5-year-old girl raising money for a Lancashire hospice has climbed Pendle Hill 52 times, the same distance as ascending Everest 3 times. Big-hearted Daisy Hooper from Burnley completed the challenge this weekend, and our reporter Samantha Nanda went with her.
Meet 5-year-old Daisy. She loves going on walks. So much she's climbed Pendle Hill 52 times this year. That's the equivalent of going up Everest 3 times, all for her local hospice.
Pendleside Hospice had a stand selling sweets, and she just said what they're doing. I told them they were raising money for poorly people, and she said I'd like to raise some money.
Daisy was just 4 when she started the challenge and has done it whatever the weather. More than 100 people joined her for her last climb.
Pendle Hill never gets any easier. I've done the Yorkshire Three Peaks and it still never gets any easier. So that little girl's done that 52 times. Fantastic.
And what's next for the Burnley schoolgirl?
I think she'll carry on if I'm being honest, so I'm still keeping my boots out and my walking stuff just in case.
Samantha Nanda, BBC North West Tonight, Pendle Hill.
Brilliant. Well done, Daisy. Right, on to football now, and Burnley are now third from bottom of the Premier League with just 1 point after losing 4-2 at Fulham. They were easily beaten despite goals from Jeff Hendrick and James Tarkowski. Right, let's check on the weather now. Here's Sarah Blizzard.
Good evening. Well, the rain that's been with us through a good percentage of today, giving everybody a good soaking, is clearing out of the way now, but it will leave this weather front a few showers in its wake, and it's also going to be a slightly milder night as well. Now, what we're finding is that there's the showers still filtering in on the wind, so it's going to be, I think, sort of milder temperature-wise, but the wind is still quite strong and gusty into the early hours, a minimum temperature of around 11 or 12 Celsius. And tomorrow, Bank Holiday Monday, well, it is going to be an improvement on today, but again it will still be quite showery, so some sunny spells developing in between those showers. The wind still remaining quite gusty though at times, but the temperatures throughout the next few days and for tomorrow gradually start to increase again with highs of 18 Celsius.
Right, that's it from me for now. I'm back again with our late news just after 10:20. Have a good evening. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.